You're getting my screen, right? You are getting my
Yeah, yeah, I am able to see it perfectly fine. So I guess everyone would be also.
yeah, everyone else will be. So, hi everybody over here. Sorry we got a bit late. There were so many questions coming in, and I just had to sort them out. So that took a bit of time. Anyway, I'm Ivan, in case you don't know already, and this webinar is with Sarvesh. Um, I'm from WebLabs, and I'm mostly into the affiliate marketing thing. And Sarvesh, he has already done a very successful webinar on niche marketing and affiliate marketing and niche sites. So that's what this webinar is going to be about. It is mostly a question and answer webinar. We already got your over 150 questions. Thanks for all of them, and we would be technically answering them in this webinar. But before that, me and him thought that let's just give you guys a step-by-step thing on how we are doing things over here, and after that we can take in your questions. So yeah, let's start over it. I will be just asking about Sarvesh a bit about his life and his career over the affiliate thing, and then we can take in your questions, the primary questions. So okay, Sarvesh, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, everyone.
Mm. Uh, wo- would you mind telling our audience when was the first time that you came into this whole affiliate and niche marketing thing?
Yeah. Okay. Hi, everyone. As you all know, I am Sarvesh Srivastav, and I'm from NicheDesire.com. And I guess everyone knows me from the last webinar that I had done, and it was very successful thanks to every one of you. And yeah, so coming back to the question, Ivan, I stepped into this whole niche thing like 3 years ago, to be honest. Although at that point of time I was very amateurish and basically just getting started like everyone is. And actually, I think we should ask people if they are able to see the screen and listen to us properly first.
Yeah, I think I won't be able to take off my screen because that would like get recorded on everywhere. I think you can ask
Hmm.
some of your guys in your Facebook or someplace if they are getting the video, or maybe your status. I would just need to know they're getting it.
Hmm. Just one second. Okay, I just got a comment. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, I just got a comment that they can't see your screen. So try sharing it again once.
Okay, sure. I'm sharing it again.
Stop and share it again.
So my screen is not visible right now, but my voice is. Is it?
Yes, yes, your voice is. We, we can listen to you.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen over again. Uh, just 1 second. Where is this? Okay. Yeah, let me know if you guys get my screen this time.
Okay, everyone, just quickly comment on the Facebook post if you could see the screen. That's it. We will continue. Okay, in the meantime, we could actually keep talking and move ahead with the webinar. So yeah, what I was talking is I started like kind of 3 years back, and in the initial days I was very amateurish, like we all are, and it was like I didn't know how actually sites are ranked and stuff like that. So even when we all start, there's a lot of doubts whether actually it is possible to make money online or not. So I had the same doubts as well. And okay, I just got a message that your screen is still not visible actually. So let me do one thing. Let me present my screen.
I have an idea. Why don't you present your
Yeah,
screen cause the same screen,
exactly.
right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, just give me 1 second. So, sorry everyone for the disturbance. We are just trying to get everything set up. Okay, so are you able to see my screen, Ivan?
Okay, I'm just checking it 1 second. Yep, I'm getting your screen totally.
Okay. And could you just check it in the video also?
on the YouTube, right?
Yes, right, right.
Just one second.
Or let me just confirm with
I'm
everyone
getting it.
else.
I'm getting it perfectly fine. Yeah, now it went off, but it was coming.
So it went off again.
Yeah, it did go off.
Shouldn't actually. Not sure what's happening with Google Hangouts. Let me do. Okay. Is it now?
Yeah, it is coming now. It's there. It's there. It's perfectly here. We can just continue without messing up.
Okay. Yes, sure, sure. So it's perfectly fine, right?
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. It's there.
Yeah. So the very first thing was that the introduction aspect, and actually, Ivan, I'd like you to introduce yourself as well to the to people. They should know who you are and how well you are doing with blogging.
Okay, so first of all, sorry for all the mess because Google Hangouts is not really the best place to host a webinar, but it's one of the best ones. So just ignore whatever is happening. I think the screen is visible to everyone, and I think my voice is here for everyone. So thanks for it. So let's just well, I'm Ivan, and I'm from weblabs.com. I basically I'm into the affiliate marketing thing, and I've been doing this since the last 7 years. Actually, eight. One of my oldest friends just pointed out that we started our first blog 8 years back. Anyway,
Okay, that's a
so
very
what
good,
happened?
very long duration.
Yeah, that's the point. I think it's a very long duration. My first blog was on security and hacking, which failed. Of course, it did not fail exactly, but it did not make me any money. So that's why I'm primarily focusing a lot on affiliate right now. I'm not a millionaire, of course. Neither the most commonly available SEO gurus these days, but I'm surviving. If that's what you're asking. So yeah, I
Yeah,
think let's
right. So
go along with the
see, the very
webinar.
first thing is 8 years is a very good amount of time, and if someone is actually surviving for 8 years, that makes it very special already. So, very glad to have a webinar with you, and I'm sure everyone would be very happy to know you as well. So let's move ahead with the webinar, and as you see, the time is for my introduction. So as I said, I was like started 3 years back mostly, and see, when I started, it was like, no, I was not very sure if I could actually make any money online. Even I think you should mute your mic.
Okay, I'll mute my mic. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, like everyone, it was kind of a dilemma whether it is actually possible to make money online or not. And at that point of time, it was still comparatively easier to rank sites and make money. Spam used to work very well at that time. So, in the initial days, I was not sure how I have to make links, or what kind of content I have to write, and what niche and keyword research are. So I was not really very aware of that. But you see, with some trials and errors, like it was kind of, if you say, it was kind of a spammy thing only. Like I made some comment links and that kind of stuff. And my very first niche site, that was with AdSense, and it gave me my first $124 online. So that was kind of like a game changer for me, to be honest. I mean, it that showed me that, okay, making money online was perfectly possible, and I mean, it was something that I could do. And in the initial days, even my target was not that high, like making $10,000 a month. Initially, we all, as we start, generally our aim is to go with like $500 or $600 a month. And when with time, actually, I had to take a break with blogging for like 1.5 year due to my studies. And then when I came back, and I actually restarted the whole journey. But the thing was, that experience of making money online, and the very first $124 that I made through AdSense, that was, that gave me kind of a self belief that, yeah, I could do this. And I mean, it's not a foreign thing. It is possible to, do what I do, and I could make money with it. So then I started, and it has been a very great journey, and it kind of a roller coaster ride for me. The thing is that the second time when I started, after taking the break, since then I've been able to scale hugely, actually. And things, I'd call it my luck, but things have been, falling in place for since when I started, and everything just happened and in the way, and that took me to a good stage, to be honest. So moving on to the question, question is, I mean, I'm sure people would like to know how was my first project and did I succeed or fail with it. So the very first project that I did was kind of a success for me. Initially that made me that $124. I would call it actually a big success for someone who was not really aware of any kind of SEO stuff. So that was, I would surely say that was a good sign for me, and that actually gave me the courage to do ahead. And then when I restarted the journey for like after 1.5 years break, then my very first project that gave me a big success, to be honest. That was the very first project that that gave me a huge break, if you say, and that made me good money. And that's how I got the investment part, and then I invested in lots more of sites, and scaled it through to reach the stage that I am here right now. Then the next is how many money making blogs you got at the moment. See, the thing is, I've got like 13 blogs right now, 13 to 14 blogs at this point of time, but not all of them are making me money, right? Obviously it's not possible to make money from all of them. My main blogs are like 4 blogs that is making me over $8,000 a month, like, and the rest once chip in like $100 or $150 a month. So that all that takes it up to like 10,000 range. It varies from like $8,800 to like $11,000 sometimes. So it varies in that range only. And my primary source of monetization is usually basically I focus on the niche sites, obviously, and I basically focus on Amazon affiliate niche sites and AdSense niche sites, because these two I am very well aware of these two things, and that is why I primarily focus on these two niche sites only. And there are other ways to make niche sites as well, like we can go with clickbank niche sites or niche sites from another affiliate products. And actually very recently I've started a foreign niche site, actually, that is not in the English language. So I'm still onto it, and I've got the content and everything ready, and I would actually present it as a case study very soon, as soon as I start ranking for it, because I have heard that foreign SEO is comparatively easier than what is what the English language. So I'm giving it a try, and I'll be surely sharing all that stuff on each desire with every one of you. So Ivan, are you able to listen to me properly? Ivan, you there? Okay, so let me continue. Actually, he has some issues there.
I'm here, don't
And
worry.
okay, okay, sure. I'm moving ahead. Okay, so first of all, we got a really good response from you all guys for the webinar. The questions that we got, to be honest, I was not expecting such a huge response, and such good questions. Actually, majority of the questions were really good. I mean, I was actually expecting, not that good quality questions that we might get, but to be honest, the questions that we received were very to the point, and those were some things that one should actually ask to the ones that are doing well in an industry. So we actually had a very hard time picking up the best of those best ones from them. Obviously we can't really cover 200 questions in an hour's webinar, so we actually choose and handpick the best of the best, and we will be answering mostly in this webinar. And actually, in the end, we'll give you a very quick opportunity. If your question is not answered, we could you could actually put in the hardcore blogging group, the thread that is there, and we would be answering it live for like in the last, like for like 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm sure majority of the questions that we have selected in the webinar would answer all of your doubts, most probably. But even if there is something left that we are unable to cover, you could ask us at the end of the webinar. Okay, so the very first question that we had was, what is the basic difference in keyword research, when we do a keyword research for AdSense sites and when we do keyword research for the affiliate sites? So, see, what I have written a whole post on this actually, and I would like to summarize this, that there's a basic mindset difference that we have to, go with AdSense sites. Our main aim is to get more traffic, more, because the more traffic we get, higher this, and we have to be, with at least a particular CPC, which I go with at least $2 CPC. And the search volume, the collective search volume should be above 30,000, which I have always been repeating. So these are the three things that I all make sure whenever I enter any niche, it is there. There are some exceptions that if it's not 30,000, even if it's 25,000, but the CPC is slightly better, or the CPC is good, or the competition is moderate. So I do take these things into account, but that is but these three things, that the CPC should be at least $2 for the keywords, for the main keywords, to be honest. I'm getting a lot of questions, people asking that the main keywords have CPC of this, but the secondary keywords, that add up to that 30,000 volume, have slightly less CPC. So that should do. But you see, out of the 30,000 search volume, majority should be, at least majority of the keywords CPC should be above $2. So that would actually get you a good CPC overall. So when you're ranked, you'll make better amount of money. And the second thing should be that, again, that the 30,000 search volume thing, don't go with a niche that where you don't have a scope of scaling up, right? I mean, people come and ask me if in this niche, I found three keywords and they have like thousands monthly search volume. So you won't really get that amount of traffic, because see, even if you rank at the very first spot, you get only 30% traffic of the keyword of the monthly search volume. So if the monthly search volume is 1,000, I'm really sorry for the noise back. So what I was saying is, even if you're ranked at the very first spot, and monthly search volume is only 1,000, what you could expect is only 300 visitors every month, right? So even if you are at the very first spot, so it's not I mean, and what I have seen is, ranking for a keyword that has got 1,000 monthly search volumes is not like a very magic thing that you would rank for it in a day or two, like that, right? So it would take efforts as well. I'm really sorry for the noise again. I'm not sure why people are so many bikes are going out there on the road. So if the thing is, when you are putting in the efforts, put it in something that would give you better results when you are ranked, right? So stick with these principles for the AdSense niche site if you are going with it. For the affiliate, I mean, for the Amazon affiliate website, as I say, see, the Amazon affiliate websites visitors are more targeted, right? They're ready to buy the product, so they don't really require that huge amount of traffic. And actually, actually for those Amazon niche keywords, they don't really get that much amount of traffic as well. So that's why I go with it for like 5,000 monthly search volume keywords. I mean, the overall search volume should be at least over 5,000. It's not possible to find one keyword with more than 5,000 monthly search volumes, but try to go with the combination should be above 5,000. And again, CPC does not matter in for the Amazon niche sites. And actually, there was one thing that Deepak mentioned later on in the discussion thing, that for AdSense website, and I think he was kind of right. But the thing is, if you're going with AdSense website, right? Always go and see. There's an option in the Google Keyword Planner where you could see, I mean, with which device people are searching for it. If they're searching through mobiles or if they're searching through desktops, because usually people these days are using ad blockers a lot. And that is why you have to be sure, I mean, of whether the traffic that is coming from it is through desktops or mobiles. And that and it has a advantage as well, because then if suppose if the majority of the traffic is through desktops, you could actually put it only desktop in your sub tracker, to track the link from the desktops, because sometimes I've seen that there's a slight variation in the desktop ranking and the rankings for mobile. Suppose if you are at the fifth spot for the desktop viewers, you could be on the seventh or the eighth spot for the mobile viewers. There's slight ranking changes for these two devices. Okay, so yeah, that was a good point actually. And the next thing, so yeah, I guess that sums up the Amazon and affiliate stuff. You have to, for affiliate, Amazon affiliate thing, you have to go with at least 5,000 plus monthly search volumes, and make sure the product that you're going to promote is at least $50. To be honest, I try to go with at least $100 mostly, because then what the money you make is really good. Because I know a person who is making 4.5 thousand dollars with an Amazon site that is getting 20,000 uniques per month. So the product he's promoting is in like the $100 range. So that way you could get the idea. I mean, suppose if he would have been promoting a product that is of $10 only, you could imagine he would be making 10 times less for that. And actually the effort that is required to rank, and he said, is somewhat the same. So that is why I always suggest you to go with a product that is $50 plus in range, right? Okay, and so
There
that
is
pretty much sums it. Yes. Yeah,
yeah,
Ivan.
yeah. There's this press release question. I just checked the question page, the question answer page. It's
Mm-hmm.
like there are over 5 questions on the same press release thing, and we talked about it yesterday also with you. I mean, where is
Mm-hmm.
this thing? Like, what do you want to add? I mean, just answer that. That's like that will be like better. That will be awesome. I mean, there's so many
Yeah.
details.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So okay, so let's skip the PBNs thing for now. We have a full, thing for PBN later on. So let's move on to the press release thing. See, even I have been getting this question a lot. I mean, whether PBN, whether press, because see, I have been preaching press releases actually, and I do use them for all of my sites, to be honest. So people have been, I've been getting a lot of questions whether they are, efficient, or whether they should be used or stuff like that. The very first, no, I've mentioned this on a blog post on Niche Desire as well, that I use PBNs for two reasons, simple two reasons, and ranking is not one of them. For very first thing, I do not expect the I do not expect the press releases to rank my website, and let me make it very clear, because people are mostly confused whether those press release links would help them in ranking. No, directly they won't. No, they won't directly help you in ranking. But if you ask me indirectly, yes, they would. How? Let me tell you. The very first thing that those press releases do is they get you links from like hundreds of domains. So it's always better to have links from lots of referring domains. That way, that creates a trust in Google's eyes that okay, this guy and his site is getting links from various kinds of domain. Because if you see, naturally that happens on the internet, because every kind, if a site is good and has got good content, people link to it naturally, right? And they get links from various referring domains. So with press releases, we try to mimic that. We try to tell Google that okay, our site is good, and that's why so many referring domains are linking to us. Very first thing. The second thing is that it is very good for diversifying your link profile. What I mean with diversification is, suppose if you're using PBN links, for example, you need to mix them up with all other kinds of links, right? So that it doesn't become, suppose if you're using 10 PBNs and you in total your website has 30 links, so that's one third of that links, right? 30%, 33% of your links are coming from PBNs. That is not good. But suppose if you have 300 referring domains and out of that only 10 is PBN, then it's comparatively very safe. So this is how, that's how press releases, that's where press releases come into play. They give you a lot of referring domains, and so that helps in diversification, right? They won't really actually help you in ranking, because I mean, the content is obviously syndicated, the same content is there on lots of websites. Again, I get this question always, that whether that would harm the site. No, it would not. Google understands how press releases work, right? I mean, that's how press releases work. I mean, even the big companies, when they send out the press release, they send the same press release to all the all the PR guys, right? They do not send different press releases to everyone. So Google completely understand that how a press release works, and it is completely fine with that. I have been using it on all my sites, and I've never faced any issues because of that, right? And Ivan, are you there?
I'm here. Yeah, just continue. I'm here. Don't
Hmm.
worry.
So is everything going fine?
Yeah, it's perfect. Just continue. It's going perfect.
Okay, okay. So yes, so that pretty much sums the press release stuff. And could you please mute your mic, Ivan?
Yeah, sure.
Mm. So, and one more thing that I wanted to mention here is, with the referring domain, there are very other ways also to get lots of referring domain. For example, you could go with comment links. But see, if you are trying to, get comment links from 300 different domains, that would not be sustainable in the future, because comment links are not the best kind of links that you could get. I mean, I always tell guys to go for only like 30, 40, or 50 comment links and not more than that, because very first thing, comment links won't get you ranked. And mostly I suggest people to go with no follow comment links, because if you see, comment links are mostly something that SEOs do, right? I mean, who would go to another people's website and write a comment, and in the website section give someone else website, right? No one does that. So if you are putting in the something in the website column, Google is sure that it is your website, so you are making trying to make a link from comment links, right? So, and that is something Google does not want you to do. They want you to get links naturally, completely naturally. So that is why I tend to avoid comment links, but I do them in a limited amount, like 30, 40 comment links, and that too I try to get links from relevant domains of that niche, so that creates a sense of relevance in the eyes of Google. And so that is what I was saying is that if you go with 300 referring domains through comment links, that would sooner or later get your site penalized for sure. But and then I can't really see any other way that is that easier than press release to get lots of referring domains very quickly. It seems to be the best way that for me to get lots of referring domains, and kind of diversify my link profile, if I'm using PBNs or if I'm getting guest posts and stuff. So I always try to get make a link profile that is very, very diversified, so that it looks natural to Google and all. Okay, so I hope I have answered all the press release questions with this. Ivan, you are there?
Yep, I'm here. I'm here.
So do we have anything else related to press release? I'd like to sort it out right away.
Yeah, I just checked the question pages. That's almost
Mm-hmm.
everything you had to answer with the press release. The one question that's continuously coming up is, does it harm your site? But we have like already answered that it does
No,
not.
it does not. Yeah, exactly. It does not. Google understands. They have a very strong algorithm. They understand how press releases work. I mean, if you think about it, no company send different press releases to every PR guy, do they? No, they don't.
They don't.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yes,
Could
yes. Go
you
ahead.
please take the time out and like maybe you could share with our audience some of the platforms you use for press releases? I mean, something they can like directly take action on after this webinar.
Okay, see, I never do press releases myself, to be honest. It's always better to hire someone, or hire a service for press release, because they know what they're doing, and they have a very good network where they can syndicate. It's all about the more your content gets syndicated, now the better it is. The more your press release is on more number of blogs. So if you're doing it yourself, it would be very hard, to be honest, to reach. It will take time, obviously. You'll have to do it again and again, kind of stuff. So that is why I go with a press release guy, and I like him very much, actually. He's got a very good quality with press releases, and I mentioned it on the post on Niche Desire, so you could check out his link over there. So I don't actually do it personally, to be honest, and I don't really have the time to do it, so I'm sorry about that. I don't really have an idea how one can do it personally. So maybe you could go with some guys. Do you have any idea, Ivan, about this?
Nope, I'm totally not into press releases. I already told you a couple hours back
Yeah,
already
right,
that
right.
I
Yeah,
just
right,
put
right.
my one more year to rank, but I don't push it like ever. Okay, still
Mm-hmm.
it is.
Yeah, so I'm really sorry about that, but I don't have an idea how one can do it, yourself, because I've not done it, to be honest.
No, but
Okay, so
if you weren't told, right, that it's
hmm.
better to hire someone, so that's, I
Yeah,
think,
exactly.
then
Yeah,
I'm still right there.
because see, the very first thing is that your press release needs to be, well written, and it should look like something that people would share. I mean, the press release teams would share with them. So the very first thing is, I mean, your press release can't be like amateurish. It should look very professional. So that's the thing. And I guess with that, I have answered almost everything. Okay, with the press release. So let's move on to social signals. That is also a very, very important topic that keep getting questions about. See, again, the thing is, social signals won't get you ranked directly. I mean, it is not something that would directly help you to rank, but again, it is something that would help, in an indirect way. I mean, why it would help? Let's just see. I mean, let's just think about it for a second. The first thing is, when you launch a new site, how do you think people are, if you I mean, with social signals, what we are actually trying to justify to Google is that how we are getting those backlinks. So see, right? So suppose you launched a neat site, a couple of days back, and you went and did a press release. So how do you think would you justify getting links from that many referring domains that quickly? I mean, you have to justify to Google, right? I mean, otherwise Google will obviously think that you have ordered a press release, and that is again something they don't want you to do, because they don't want you to purchase any sort of backlinks, right? So what social signals do is, they kind of justify that links, because you need to, give Google a source from where people are landing on your website. And it happens very, very frequently, that a site goes viral on social signals and then starts getting lots of, like, for example, that freedom 251 thing, if you see, that happened recently. So see how viral it went on social signals, on social media. So, with social signals, we buy the social signals, and we try to tell Google that, okay, our website is getting famous on social media, and people are coming to our website from there. Then they are seeing our content and all, and then they are linking to us, because, without, it doesn't happen that without visiting a page someone links to it, right? It never happens. So you need to give Google, and tell Google actually a source that, through which people are coming to your website, because they are not coming through search, right? You just launched your website, so they're not coming through Google search right now. So the only way they could come from other sources is through, social shares, right? So they are coming to your website through social media platform, and then they are sharing it, and then they are linking back to you from their blog. So that kind of justifies the whole, process, to be honest. So that is why I use social signals mostly. Okay, Ivan, are you there?
Yeah, of course I'm here, and it's going great. I'm
So would
still
you
here.
like to add something to the social signals?
No, actually, I like to mention that a couple days back, I was talking to Gaurav Jaggi about the social signal thing. He posted, I think,
Mhm.
something about buying social signals, and I mean, the one thing he told me that social signals work. I mean, that's like
Mhm.
the sum up of everything you need to know about social signals, right? They work,
Yeah,
so you
right.
don't need to worry about anything else. You have to go for
Again,
that.
again, again, again. When I say they work, I mean, they don't really work directly. They work, on the behind the scenes, by giving, kind of a signal to Google that, okay, whatever is happening with this site is natural. It is not something, that is being done to the site or is artificial. It's something like naturally it is getting viral and it is getting links. That is what all we want, which we are trying to, mimic with social signals and press release. So I hope,
So basically,
everyone
that's the point,
got
right?
our point.
Yeah, I mean, it does not
Mhm.
matter you are going for links or you are going for social signals or you're going for anything else. You have to
Hmm.
keep it natural. That's the
Yeah, you
primary thing.
have
You
to
just
see.
have to keep it
Just
natural.
think. No, no, just think. Whatever you are doing, just think it from Google's perspective once. That, what I'm going to do is something that only SEOs would do, or is it something everyone would do, right? I mean, if you could, just answer your question, and answer your question with just a yes or no. I mean, whatever you're trying to do. Suppose if you are going to make, like, response links, for example. I've seen a lot of people doing that and stuff. So who makes response links, except, the SEO guys, or guys like us, who are, doing blogging. I mean, not a normal guy, or not a business. Think actually how the businesses manage their blog. No, do you know of any business blog that goes and, kind of, and create response links for their site? No, they don't. No, so it is very evident to Google that the response links that are coming to a website is something that that guy or that webmaster behind that site is doing for his website, right? So, and that is why they tend to devalue those links and actually later on penalize the site for that. So I would actually tell you to avoid all this stuff. Ask yourself one question, that the link that I'm going to build, will it look natural to Google or not? That's it. I mean, is that something everyone would do or not? If your
Hey,
answer is
Sarvesh,
yes. Yes.
now that, sorry to interrupt, but now that we are talking about social signals, I just got another question on the question that page. Which
Mhm.
social signal do you think is more important? I think it's Google plus quotes, but what do you guys think about it? So yeah, I think we can. I mean, you can tell them about what
Mhm.
which social signal.
See,
I mean, do you think it's an overall thing, or they should go for some specific kind of social network?
See, obviously Google Plus upvotes, has a good value because it's Google's own network, right? So it has value. But then again, I mean, it is very unnatural to, for a site to be suddenly very famous on only one social platform and no one is sharing it on others, right? I mean, how often does that happen? Never, right? I mean, your website just got very famous on Facebook, but no one is sharing it on Twitter, no one is on Pinterest, no one is giving it Google up plus upwards. That doesn't really happen usually, right? So I would always recommend to keep a natural balance. In fact, I would suggest you PVN Butler. It's a very good service, and let me mention it right away. There's no affiliate link over there, so I'm not gonna make any sort of money by recommending them. Their service is very top notch. Why? Because their social signals are actual. Their social signals are real. They've got a system in place through which they generate social signals, and they're real social signals. Again, one question that I always keep getting is, there are many sellers on Fiverr or SEO Clerk or social market that promise you like 3,000 social signals for like $5. But the thing is that they are all fake social signals, right? They're not real social signals, and it is not very tough for Google to tell whether the social signals are real or not. So always go for real social signals, because only they work. And again, the problem with fake social signals is like you will get like 3,000 shares right away, but later on those social signals would continuously keep dropping and dropping. So that would again create a negative sense in front of Google, why those social signals are continuously dropping. I mean, we don't really know how Google's system work, right? I mean, they might have something to track the social signals as well. So if that social signal count, it's the same as backlinks. I mean, if your backlinks count keeps falling every day, and if your referring domain keeps on decreasing instead of increasing, that's all very bad signal, obviously. So that is why I go with a mixture of the social signals, and I try to get social signals from as many platforms as I could. Even Butler has a very good service. You could actually try them. They're very good. There's no affiliate link. I have no affiliation with them, but they're very good. So you could actually try them. Their signals are real. Okay, Ivan.
Sarvesh, just 1 second. Actually, I think I was kind of skeptical about I mean, promoting them directly. I thought that many people would come back after, saying about that it's an affiliate link or something. But actually,
No,
I'm
there's
getting
nothing. Mm,
no, I'm getting around. I just got three messages asking you to
mm.
repeat the. I mean, the platform. They just want to know which platform you exactly mentioned. Can you repeat the platform once
Okay,
again?
it's pbnbutler.com. pbnbutler.com. pbn butler.
Okay, okay, yeah, that's awesome.
And again, I'm mentioning there's no affiliate links over there. I have no affiliation with them, but because I'm recommending them because their service works. Okay, so it's good. So I guess that's it with the social signals part, right? Should we move ahead, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think we should move ahead.
Okay. So now comes the basically the holy grails of link building, what I call them PBNs. And I get lots of questions. I'm sure even you would be getting lots of questions about them as well. uh, so before we get into PBNs, right, there's one thing that I like to mention. See, people come to me and they said, I mean, people usually get an impression that if someone is using PBNs, it's a very bad thing, right? And I'd like to actually mention to people ask me whether they should completely go white hat or with PBNs. See, do whatever it is whatever it's working for you. I mean, if white hat links, complete white hat links are working for you, absolutely fine. Don't come into PBNs. If you are able to rank a site easily with completely white hat links, don't try PBNs when there's no need if you are already doing it. But if you are not able to kind of get those white hat PBN links through white hat links through guest posts and outreach and all, and you don't really have the budget to actually get sponsored content on others website. So at that point of time, my clear suggestion to you would be to rank a site first, make money, through it, and use PBNs and all on that, rank it, make money, and then invest back that money in a new project. So what I do these days, is when I enter a niche and I'm not very sure of how much money I could make through that niche, or what is the potential of that niche, although I go with my criterias that I told you. And so what I do initially is I put in a site in that niche, try the go with PBNs to rank them, and not only go with PBNs, actually I make all sorts of link. As I said, I use press releases, I use web 2.0s, I use blog comments, get very few forum links as well, and and then PBNs, and I also do some sort of manual outreach as well for some white hat links. So what I do is, I mix all of them and then I rank the site over there. Now once I'm ranked in that niche, it takes like 6 months, 7 months, and when I'm ranked in that niche, I know exactly that what ROI this niche has. I mean, if I'm ranking at the first three spots and I'm making like $3,000 a month from that niche, I know that this niche has a very good potential. So why then what I do is I replicate another site in that niche, and this time I completely use white hat with that. That takes time. It takes it could take me an year and a year or half. But then what happens is, I completely go with white hat, because the thing is that I'm already making money in with that niche already, right? My site is already ranked over there. So when this new white hat site starts to rank, I'm making double money from that same niche. And if in future, like after a couple of years, that PBN site gets penalized, even if it gets penalized at that point in time, it has already made me enough. Even you should mute your mic. Okay, so so even if it gets penalized for like after 2 years or so, it has made me money for 2 years. I mean, I'm it's a very long time. I mean, why not do it? And then and in the 2 years, you got a very good amount of time to get another site in that niche, which is completely white hat, and which would continue making you money. And if you keep working on it, it will keep growing. So that is how I go these days about the project. Go with start in a niche. If you're already making money, there's no issues. I mean, if you're already making very good amount of money, get into a niche and go with complete white hat. But then you'll have to be very patient. You'll have to when you are going with a complete white hat project, you at least you'll have to take an year or 1.5 years in hand to see anything substantial coming out from that blog. And you'll have to do lots of outreach. You'll have to be a master in that. See, people are doing that. I mean, people like Neil Patel or Brandine or Ryan Stewart, they are all killing it with white hat SEO. So there's no reason why you can't. But then again, be ready to put in lots more effort. And but then you'll have to put efforts with everything if you're looking to make money. So that's the way I go these days. I enter a niche, and I first try to rank in it with also PBNs and a mixture of every all kind of links. And when I've done that and I'm ranking and making money from that niche, then I go with another site in that niche that is completely white hat. Okay, so Ivan, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I think I already told you, right, that I give my
Mm-hmm.
sites maybe 1 more year or 6 more months to rank rather than pushing them with PBNs and Web 2.0s, even though I wrote a detailed guide on Web 2.0 on Ixt's site. But still, that's the point, right? I mean, it's okay to wait 6 more months than to just get drowned over
the,
there.
yeah, the thing is that you are, because you're already making money, you have got the budget and all to invest into a completely white hat project, right?
Yep,
So
yep.
this, yeah, when we are talking about a complete newbie guy who doesn't have the money, see, you will need money with with SEO. You'll have to invest with SEO. So if you don't have that investment already, you will have to make that investment first, right? That's how I did. There other ways also, for getting the investment. Because see, when I started, I didn't have any investment. So I started with writing jobs. I did freelancing for people. So that's how I started, and that's how everyone starts, to be honest. I was few days back I was listening to Gaurav's journey, and he did that, did the same thing as well. He was doing writing for other people. So that's how everyone start, to be honest. I mean, not everyone comes in it with thousands of dollars of investment. We all come here, work, and then gather the investment and then invest on our sites. But then again, our the main aim should always be to invest back that money onto your own blogs. That is something, I wrote a guest post on Iftigar's website and iftSEO.com. So there I mentioned this because I've seen people, for like 7 8 years, sorry, pardon, for like 2 3 years, they keep writing content for others. I mean, it's okay, it's good that you're writing content for others, but invest that money back onto your projects. Otherwise you will keep doing this throughout your life, and I'm not sure any one of you want to keep doing this, because you put in a lot of efforts and the ROI is not as good as it should be. So you should work for people, get that money and do not spend it, invest it on your own projects and then go that way. Okay, so let's come to the PBN stuff and start with the question: how many PBNs should you have? Okay, this is a very kind of vague question, to be honest. It all depends on the niche that you are going in, and the keywords that you are targeting. If you are targeting keywords with kind of right competition and the criteria that I told you, it usually at 20 to 30 PBNs is fine for ranking a good keyword. But then again, it also depends on the strength of your PBN, what kind of links are coming to your PBNs, right? Because it's all about backlinks that are coming to your PBNs. Because if the backlinks are very strong, a link juice, there would be good amount of link juice flowing to your site, and then the ranking would obviously be better. But if you are with weak PBNs, and then you need more amount of PBNs, more number of them to rank for it. So it's not something that I could answer with a number, but usually, like 20 to 30 PBNs is good enough to rank a decent keyword. But then again, it all depends on various factors. Again, how many links should you take in from each PBN? See, don't go with more than one link from each PBN. Why? The it's very common. If you see, usually on the internet, people do not receive multiple links from each website, right? I mean, why you decide link multiple times to a single website, and that to from the home page, right? That is very important. Because if you see, with PBNs, our main aim is to deliver the most amount of link juice. So when you link, and that is why we keep the articles on the home page, to deliver the most amount of link juice to our websites. So when you link for the first time, the link juice flows. So there's no point of linking multiple times from the same PBNs. And if suppose, if I mean, it becomes very easier then to find your PBNs for Google. Because they know that, okay, this guy has 300 referring domains, and out of that 30 referring domains are linking to it thrice. So I mean, that makes no sense. Why 30 sites would link to you thrice from that site, from each site? So I make sure I go with only one link per PBN. That's it, nothing more than that. Okay, so how to do link building for each site in gray white hat way without PBN? Okay, so for the gray or white hat way, there's only one thing that is left, and it is outreach. See, there's so many ways to outreach people, and but then for that your communication skills should be very good. You'll have to actually make relations with the guys in your niche. So if you're entering any niche, you'll have to be you'll have to make relations with them, and then contact them through emails and get in touch with them, get to know them first, then comment on their blogs, so that they know who you are, or they're familiar with you. Then you pitch them later on with your content idea, that okay, I have an idea, I want to write this article on a website. And again, that the content should be very good, because people do not if your content is mediocre, it will never pass those reviews, right? So your content should be very good, so you'll have to invest very good in the content, and you'll have to build relations with that guy. And then you could go ahead and post a guest post on his site with a link back to your site. But then again, the thing is that not every time you will be able to secure a guest post with your desired anchor text, right, for which you are trying to rank. So that way it would take lots of guest posts to get ranked. But the best part with white hat is that once you're ranked, it's you don't really worry about any future updates and stuff like that. But then at the same time, it has got its plus and minus, and it is very safe and secure, but it takes way more hard work and patience. And you'll have to actually sometimes invest money as well, because not all websites accept guest posts. They when you'll pitch them, you might get a response that we accept sponsored posts. So for that, you'll have to pay something like $50-$100 for a sponsored post with your link in it. So that's how the white hat thing works. But it's very safe and it works, but it takes more time, obviously. Okay, so the next question is, if I don't want to spend a single penny on PBN, then is it possible to make handsome money from AdSense niche sites? Okay, so if you ask me one word answer, that would be no. No, why? Because the very first thing is, see, if you're going with the gray hat way, you will have to black hat way, kind of like if you call PBNs black hat stuff, you will have to invest money, because there's no other way. See, you will have to buy the domain, right? You will have to buy the hosting to host it. The only thing you could skip from it is by writing content on your own for those PBNs. But you'll have to buy the domains. You'll have to buy the hosting for it to host. So it's not really possible to spend make a PBN without spending a single penny. The least you could do is you could host it on free platforms such as Blogger and Tumblr, etc. But then Ivan, you there?
Yep. I may just continue. Just continue. I'll say
Okay.
something, but like after you finish, just
Yeah,
continue.
yeah, sure. Hmm. So the least you could do is you could host them on free platforms, but then you can't really hide them from your backlink profile. Everyone who comes over there will be able to see those links, and then they could report it also. So all the point behind private blog network is that you have to keep it private, right? You have to block the Ahrefs or Majestic crawlers, so that they don't really know that a link is coming to your website from that site. But if you do it on the free platforms, you can't block those crawlers, right? So it will be kind of a blog network, not a private blog network. But then if you're starting out, I would recommend you to do it. If you're tight on budget, you could definitely do it, rank a site and make money from it, and then reinvest on other projects, right? That way it scales up. Again, there is a way without PBNs, and we all know that it's the white hat way with the guest post outreach and all. So you could go that way also, but be sure if you are starting out, you will need to read lots of guides and stuff, how it is done. Then your communications, you will have to master the communication skills, because the with white hat links, you are kind of asking someone to link out to you, right? So there should be reasons why he should link out to you. Your first thing, your content should be very good, because see, when you reach out to somebody through email that I want you to link to my site, the very first thing would be he would go through the content part of your website. And if the content is not that great, it would instantly turn that guy off. And that is why your content should be very good. And then your communication skills, the way you communicate with that guy, and how you pitch yourself, and your post and stuff, that these things matter a lot. So no, that is the way, only way by which you could, rank your site without spending a single penny on, backlink stuff. But then, you'll have to put in lots more effort. So with SEO, I go with a one line rule, that is, either you have to invest your time or you have to invest your money. And with time, I mean time plus efforts, right? I mean, so either you'll have to invest your time or and efforts on any project, or you could invest your money. So when you invest your money, somebody else does it for you mostly, right? So so that's how I think stuff work in SEO. What do you say, Ivan, about this? I mean, the time and money stuff.
This question came in from Anim. He has not left his last name, but his first name is Anim. So you were asked that if you don't want to spend a single penny on PBN, then can you like make it big? See, as Sarvesh said, you have to buy the domain and hosting. So if you're thinking that you don't want to buy the domain hosting, there still are platforms. I mean, there are PBNs out there who offer you direct links, right? I mean, like
Mm.
they directly let you get a link from them. But even then, you need money. So if you're
Mm.
asking about PBNs, if you're asking like, do you that I want a PBN and can I get it for free? Then that's a no. So I mean,
Yeah,
that's the whole
exactly.
thing. You might not need to buy a domain and server every time, but you need to spend money every time. That's like every time, unless of
Mm.
course like you have some other plans in mind. You just have to spend money with PBN. Now, the point is, you don't need money to rank. Okay, you can wait maybe 1 year or 1.5 year or 6 months to rank. But if you want PBNs, that's what I'm saying. The
But
PBNs,
it's not just about waiting, actually it's about, putting in efforts for that, for such a long period of time. You'll have to keep doing it. It's not like you sit and wait for 1.5 years and your site will rank automatically. You'll have to keep working for that 1 or 1.5 years period, and don't expect to, the site to start making you money instantly, although that is not the case with PBNs as well. You'll have to be patient for like 6 to 8 months for your site to really take off. But with white hat, it takes just more time.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That
Mm.
I mean, you have to wait for 1 year, and you are not going to get paid for the work you do for the 1 year. So like you have to be ready
Yeah,
for
right.
that thing. You know that I will work for free. You'll get paid later, no, not no doubts over there. But you are going to work
Mm.
for free for next 6 months or 1 year. That's the point. You have to just accept if
Mm.
you're coming over here.
And the same thing is, with white hat, it is free, but it takes more time and effort. So you'll have to actually make a choice between these two if you are actually looking to rank and make money. That either you are going to invest your time and efforts, or you are going to invest your money. It is as simple as that. Okay. The next question is, I want to ask you: should use one hosting for two PBN sites? No, no, it's complete no. I mean, one hosting for two PBN sites is, I mean, I would not go with it actually. But the thing is, see, Google knows the IP address you're getting links from, right? So if you're going to host multiple PBNs on a single IP address, right, that would again create an alarm in Google's algorithm, because that doesn't really happen. There's so many websites on the internet, and why would someone get multiple links from all the sites hosted on the same IP address? One thing that you could do is you could use Cloudflare. See, you could actually host two PBN sites on one hosting, but then what the trick is that you have to, mask the IP address of one of those sites through Cloudflare. So what Cloudflare basically does is that it masks that IP address of your hosting and gives you a separate IP address, a new IP address. So when someone or Google comes onto your site, they don't really see the actual IP address of where the site is hosted. They will see the IP address that is being provided by Cloudflare. So you can do that, obviously, but then again, I'd actually, rather not do that, because there are plenty of cheap hosts available on the internet that you could make use of. Okay, then this is a very good, interesting question actually. Should you go for PBN metrics or links? See, when I started and all, I always used to go with the metrics thing, like the TF trust flow, citation flow should be above 15, and the RD should be good, and then the DAPA should also be good. But later on, when I realized that, it's all about the kind of backlinks coming into the site, and when I saw the backlink profile of sites, I was like, okay, you should, I mean, we create PBNs to get the kind of links that we would not get generally, right? I mean, if you can't really get a link that easily from CNN or Mashable, right? But so that is where the PBNs come into play. Those expired domains have links from such sites, but they are expired, so we could make use of them. We could make use of the links coming to it. So and when I started looking getting domains with that have high authority links from Mashable, CNN, and those kinds of stuff, those kinds of domains. The thing was that these sites do not have topical relevance, right? The trust flow and citation flow completely depends on if the site is themed in a particular niche. So I've seen that links from these sites do not really boost up the metrics of your site, and the TFCF does not get changed much with links coming from them. But you are not making links for Majestic, you're making links to rank in Google, right? So Google sees these links very highly, they rate it very highly. So that is why after some point of time I actually started going only with the backlinks thing for PBNs. If a PBN has, if that expired domain has good backlinks and has good backlinks from repeated sources, then only I go with them, because what happens is then they carry a lot of link juice. Our ultimate aim is to deliver link juice to our website, right? So I mean, I've seen sites with a very high trust flow, citation flow, and all they had were like forum links and comment links. So forum links and comment links won't really carry much amount of link juice, right? So that is why these days I only go with good domains that have good authority and good links coming into it. That is the only criteria I go. Even if even if it has a TF of 0, I'm okay with it, because if the links coming to it are strong, I mean, I personally I go to through each link and see if these links are good and are from good domains, and do this. And so basically this is my only criteria these days, actually. The kind of backlinks that is coming to this PBN, I've actually screwed all the metrics. I don't look for metrics at all. No DAPN, no TSCF, only the links that are coming to that website. It's as simple as that. What's your take on this, Ivan?
Yeah, I mean, of course, you are the guy speaking over here. So I just keep on continuing. I'm actually still reading the questions over there. So just continue
Oh,
with the
okay, okay. Yeah, sure. That way we could take more questions and related questions to this. Okay, so let me. Okay, this is again a very famous questions. It, as Ivan said, these are the default questions, to be honest. How many people want to ask, and people want to know a number. Again, you can't really, no one could actually tell you a number of how many links should you build to or how many links should you build per day or stuff like that. Because again, I know, since those Panda and Penguin updates have came in, the number of links thing has become irrelevant, to be honest. Earlier it used to be like the guy who is ranking on the first position has 500 links. So if you make 600 links, you replace him. But since this Panda and Penguin updates came, it's all about the quality of links, right? I mean, someone could rank with only 10 links for what you have for the same term for which you have created 1,000 links. So it's all about the qual. Excuse me for a second. Okay, I just went to grab some water. So yeah, what I was saying is that the links quality matter these days and not the quantity. So and again, no one could actually tell you how many links you should build per day. But again, try to maintain a good link velocity. If you're making 2-3 links per day, that is fine. But just try to make that link velocity, and try to make, because it should look natural to Google, as simple as that. You there, Ivan?
yeah, I'm here to take the water. I'll just take over for 1 second. Uh, if
Yeah,
you guys
sure.
are
Yeah,
still
please.
wondering how many links you need to build a day, let me just tell you that even if you make 1,000 links, and if those links are not from websites which are relevant to your niche, you won't rank like ever. The one thing that matters more than numbers right now is relevancy. You
Exactly.
need to link
Right.
from content that is similar, that relates to what you are linking to. That's the point, right? So make less links, but at least be relevant. I mean, just be relevant, and that's when you will rank. I mean, I have seen people make lots of links and still not rank. That happens when you build links from websites which are not relevant. So yeah, do
Right.
yourself a
I mean,
favor and
there's no point. There's no point in making 1,000 comment links. See, the kind of link juice that one good guest post or one PBN link could deliver is much more than what 1,000 comment links would give to you, right? So what is the point of putting in your efforts to make 1,000 comment links? Instead, just focus to get that one PBN link right there, or that one guest post published on a good website. This is where your energy should go into. And instead of going for the number of links, go within a quantity of quality of the link. Never I've stop right away for the quantity. Go always with the quality. Okay. So the moving to the next thing question, which was how many posts should be there before launching an insight. Again, this is a very famous question, and I keep getting it all the time. See, what I personally do is I launch a site with at least 20,000 words of content. So if you want to go with 500 words post, it should be like for 40 50 posts. And if you're going with 1,000 words post, it should be like 20 posts. What I basically do usually is I go with the homepage should be like 4 to 5,000 words. And then I go with the inside post with 1,000 words or so. So basically I start with 20,000 plus words of content when I start a neat site. Because when you do that, it creates sense of trust in eyes of Google, that this guy is here to stay. I mean, and if you're not really serious about that niche, who writes 20,000 words of content? So that gives it. And what actually it does is, it with that much amount of content, you tend to rank for lots of long tail keywords. So that starts to give you a lot of quick traffic initially, and helps in reducing that sandbox length. So yeah, I go with the 20,000 thing. And how many words should each post be? Again, it depends on each. See what your competition is doing. I mean, if they have if for and try to outrank them with content, right? I mean, if they have 5,000 words on the home page, you should try and go for 6,000. Aim for something more than that and not less. If majority of their posts are 1,000 words, try to make it 1,500 for yours, or 2,000 words. So just try to outrank them with content, the length of the content. And again, Google obviously likes, the more content you put in, Google obviously loves it. So that is why, just see what your competition is doing in the niche that you're trying to enter. If they are fine with 500 words, you could just double it, make it 1,000 words content. And then obviously that would give Google a very good view for your site, that okay, this guy has 1,000 words content, and the site that is ranking on the first has only 500. So maybe this content is better than that. Because obviously content length does matter. I recently read, yesterday or so, that there was a case study where someone, I guess it was Brand Dean or Neil Patel, I don't really remember correctly. But he did a quick kind of survey type. And there he had mentioned that the very first people ranking on the first spot had an average content length of 2,500 words approx. So you get the idea of, you will have to put in content, so that Google ranks your site highly. And again, that helps in ranking for lots of long tail keywords as well, right, Ivan?
yeah. So you have all, I mean, you already cleared a lot of things over here. I'll just add the one thing from my side. If you're
Mm-hmm.
going for the niche blogging thing, don't don't expect to rank below 1,000. I mean, come on, 1,000 is
Yes,
the least you can
exactly.
write. I mean, of course
Right.
you can rank below 1,000, but that's an
Mhm.
average number, and it
See,
does not take more than two
writing a
hours to write
thousand, yeah, exactly, thousand writing 1,000 words post is not that tough. I mean, it doesn't take much time. I'm not asking you to write 3,000 words post for for every post. 1,000 word is absolutely fine. You could get it done soon.
Yeah, exactly what I'm
Mm.
saying. That okay, here's just simple. Here's what I follow, a simple thing. just
Hmm.
make your homepage article at least 3000 words, at least. I mean, the pillar
Hmm.
post, the main article, make it at least 3000, and then you can go with 1000 to 1500 words on an average. I mean, I
Okay,
know if I tell you
I'm
right now that,
stopping the screen share for a second. Actually want to show people one thing. So I'm
yeah,
just
sure.
stopping the screen share for 1 second. You keep talking, please.
Okay, so what I was saying is, if I tell you guys right now that research your competition and do this and do that, I'm pretty sure not a lot of you will follow. I mean, what you guys do is you need
Okay,
concrete
is my
answers.
screen visible now or not?
What?
Is my screen gone now?
Yeah, it's gone now exactly.
Okay, fine. Keep talking. Thank you.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is just do one thing: make your normal articles 1000 to 1500 words on an average, and keep your homepage articles 3000 words. That's not a perfect combination, but that is a combination at least, and that works for me. I mean, that's not what I follow always, but I follow it a lot of times, and it works for me. So yeah, 1000 to 1500 word articles normally, and a 3000 word pillar post. That's what should work for you. And just 1 second, because Sharvesh is showing you something. So in the meantime, I'll just tell you something else about this topic. Just give me
Okay,
a second. Checking.
yeah, I'm back actually.
Yeah, welcome. Just yeah, just show them what you're going to show them.
Yes, okay. Okay, so everyone, I am actually going to to show you a live niche site that I really like. It's let me clear, it's not mine. It's of somebody else that I actually know him, but I would not like to disclose who he is. And the thing is that I like this site very much because of the way it has been structured and all. So I just want you to show you live how how well the niche sites are usually structured, and how you should do it for your niche sites as well. See, there are, first thing that I'd like to clear is that basically, there are two kinds of niche sites, or two kinds of homepage you could create. The first homepage is where people put in like 5,000, 6,000 words of content and they review the product right on the homepage. But if your niche is broader, I mean, if you could cover a lot of stuff, the best way would be to let the homepage be a hub for all the articles. I mean, not a static homepage, a homepage where all your latest articles are there. So this article, this niche site is like that only, and I would like to show you how well it has been built. I just want to see how a good niche site looks like. So are you able to see it, Evan? My screen.
Yeah, yeah. The site is here. The site is perfectly coming up.
Okay. Yes. So this is fishingkayakview.com, and it is obviously an Amazon affiliate site. So I just wanted to give a quick overlook of how well this site looks. I mean, when someone lands on the home page, look how professional and how good looking this is, right? I'm sure everyone would agree with this. What do you think about the home page, Evan? I mean, do you like it?
Yeah, that's the point. See, that's the point. The homepage itself tells you that the person actually knows what he's doing. He is not there
Exactly,
only to make
exactly.
money.
Mm-hmm. See that the homepage gives the viewer an impression that this guy is actually a fishing lover, and he's not. I mean, he's trying to share his experience and all, and he's not actually there to make money through me. He's actually sharing. He's a fishing freak, and he likes fishing. So he obviously whatever he's gonna say is something from his experience, right? So if you see here, this guy has made a kind of fake persona, and it looks so good. I mean, you should always have a fake persona behind your niche site. See, people like to know who they are listening to, right? I mean, who is the that person behind that site? I mean, who is writing the stuff? So if you give them a face, if you give them a face and a name, they would naturally trust you a lot more than if you don't tell who actually is behind that site. So what this guy has done is, I mean, he has posted a pic of a person with a fish. So that actually clearly tells that the person is loves fishing, and he has created kind of a fake persona about Steven Ruano. And you can see, I mean, and he's got a whole about page here, which we could actually show you. So this is his about page, and he is basically, he actually clearly mentioned that I started this blog to provide advanced material guiding you towards a better and more comfortable fishing experience. So basically he's trying to create a trust in the eyes of Google, in the eyes of reader, sorry, because if the reader trusts you, he would not hesitate to buy through your link, or he would not hesitate to buy something if you're recommending it, because then he trusts you and he knows that if you are trying to recommend something, that must be good, right? And he actually has mentioned the story behind the site, how it started, who he is, what is his mission. So see how well this site has been built. I mean, it looks so well, and it looks so professional. I mean, right, Ivan, what do you think about this site? I mean, it looks so, doesn't it look professional?
Yeah, that's the point. That's the whole point. What most of my, I mean, even I did when I started what I started a blog and I put content there. I mean, there was nothing about me. There was no indication of my experience or something. It was just clear that I'm writing it to make money, and that did not work out for me. So one thing I learned is you have to make it professional. Like you have to seriously make it look like a long-term good blog, not just a blog made to make money. And that is when it will make the money. That's the point.
Exactly, exactly. And I mean, see how well they have structured it. On the home page, see the moment you land it, you have got a sign up link. So he's basically collecting emails, and when you're collecting emails, it's always better, you have the email of your email list of that niche, and so you could always promote them something. So he's got a sign up today link where people could actually sign up if they want to, and if they're fishing, like fishing, they could do that. Then as soon as move a little lower, he's got those fishing resources. I mean, resources on fishing. The very first thing is kayak reviews. So I think there's some sort of boats, and so he's got good, good looking banner kind of stuff, that okay, kayak reviews, and you could actually open it and go to the review. We'll go to that later. So it has got then gear reviews, and then fishing guidelines that you could read about it. Then as move below, it has got the recent posts, and here is the trending post. That is obviously means trying to see that this post is getting popular, and this posts are basically the editor choice post. I mean, the post that the editor likes, and then he's got that about himself thing. And on the no on below, he's got that home, blog, about, and disclaimers kind of thing. And then in the footer, he has mentioned that he's an affiliate with Amazon. So there there he's linking to them, right? Okay. And if you see here, uh, he's got like amazon.com, endless.com. Maybe he's promoting products from these sites as well. So if you now I've opened a review post here, so which is kayak reviews. So see, as soon as open that, it's got a very good high quality image. So all these things, these small things matter a lot when you are trying to convert a reader to a buyer. These things, it gives you a sense of professionalism. It's like the guy who is doing this is very professional. So if you see, now if you go and click on the continue reading, see how well he has structured it. I mean, the look, the design, has given star ratings to it. It looks very, very professional. And if you could later go on, and I would strongly suggest you to go through this site, see how he has done, and replicate it. And clearly speaking, just replicate it. Don't replicate his site, or use his, try to steal his keywords and all. No, replicate this site in your own niche. Make it look this natural, and see how he has linked to Amazon, or how he had linked to other sites, or how he has given those star ratings, and do, I mean, stuff like that. Just try to replicate how he's doing it. It's got, see, I mean, it creates such a good response in the eyes of Google, in the eyes of reader actually. So I'd strongly recommend you to go through this site, see how this guy is doing, and try to come up with it. See, he's got such a nice menu with resources and accessories. You could just see, I mean, if someone who loves fishing comes over there, he would think that, okay, this site is a jackpot. This guy has covered almost everything related to fishing, right? What do you think, Ivan?
Yep, it looks great. Actually, I would like to add one of my points there.
Hmm.
If you are in this thing and if you want to make money from the review post or article, add,
Hmm.
or at least ask one of your friends to add at least one comment right there, a positive comment. You're not here for social
Yes.
service. You're here to make money. So at least put there one positive comment right there that yeah, it's a good product, so that when someone comes, he has at least one guy to count on. They can read the review. Oh yeah, okay. At least
Yes.
there's one guy
Exactly.
who is positive about it, and
Hmm.
that boosts the sales a lot. So you just have to do it. and it's not
Yeah,
illegal.
that's a very good point, actually. That's a very good point. Because, see, people like to know from guys who are already using that product or who have bought this product. So, if there is a positive comment at the end of the article from, genuine looking, one thing I didn't like here for this is, I mean, I would have loved if this comment has got a picture over there, because again, a picture creates a sense of trust in someone who is reading or to it. So if it had a picture and a comment that okay, this stuff is good, I've used it, and maybe small review that okay, I like this thing of it, and maybe I didn't like this, so that would clearly justify whatever you were trying to review. People would think, okay, so this guy is saying he has a whole review post for this, and the person who has bought this also faced the same things. I mean, the pros that he told were the same when someone experienced it, and the cons that he told were also the same. So then there's ultimate trust, and that the reader has ultimate trust in you, and he would not hesitate to buy the product through your link, obviously. Hmm. Okay, so I guess yeah, you could note down this URL, the fishingkayakview.com, and go through it, see how well this guy has done it, and try to replicate this on in your own niche, right?
Yeah,
So
there's one thing I like to add. If you're watching this webinar right now, or if you're watching its recorded version, do not go for the same keyword. I know a lot of them
exactly,
getting a
please,
lot of
please,
ideas right
yes.
now, but this keyword
Hmm.
is not what you should be going for. That I just want to make clear. Don't copy it. It won't work for you.
Why not work for it? Because if you see the quality of the site that that guy has, it clearly shows that he has put in so much of effort, and he is a professional guy, right? So if he's already ranking in that niche, I'm not sure how well he's ranking because I've not checked his rankings, but if he's in that niche, and if he's trying to rank, and if you get into that, be sure that the competition is going to be very tough, right? So
Exactly. That's
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's always better, go out and look for your own niches, because that way, if you ask me, I could give you 10 such niches right now. But then be sure that you'll face very good amount of competition in those niches, because people are already working on those niches, and there's so many untapped niches. Yeah, why shouldn't you go with that if then if you are going with these? I mean, the effort would be somewhat the same. So go with those niches that are mostly untapped and have lots of ROI. Okay. So the next thing, should you use PBNs and should you use expired domains? I guess we have already covered that. See, if you're just starting out, and you want to quickly rank a site, and your main aim should be to quickly rank a site and make money, get that investment, and so initially you should use those PBNs, rank the site in that niche, and get that money, and reinvest in the same niche. Create another site in that same niche, completely white hat, and if you do that, and that way you could survive for a very very long time. There's no reason why you should not. And if you are initially starting out and you don't really have any budget, then you should go the completely white hat way. I mean, if you're in no position to afford any kind of PBNs, then obviously you only have one way left, and that is the white hat way. But what I would suggest is, do some freelancing work for some people, write content for them, make some money, and invest that on PBNs and on your website, and that's how we all grow. So yes, I mean, that is how you should do it as well. Or you could always take that white hat way, complete white hat way, so that would not cost you any money, but then you'll have to be more skillful, and you'll have to put in a lot more effort. So I guess that's it. We have kind of reached and completed all the questions. Ivan, do we have more questions?
just 1 second. I just posted in the group if they've got questions. So just give me
Mhm.
10 seconds. I'm waiting
Yeah,
for
sure.
some new
Yeah, we're
questions right
waiting.
now. If you
Right,
guys got
right.
any questions, make use of the hardcore blogging group. I just posted a
Mhm.
status. Just get your questions there, and we'll be answering them. In fact, okay, I already got in my inbox. I got some questions. Uh,
Mhm.
Hello, Sarvesh. Okay, listen. This is should outbound links like Wikipedia.gov sites etc. be do follow or
Mhm.
no follow? Okay, that's what are the advantages and disadvantages? I already got this one. So would you be like to
Mhm.
answer this one? Should talk about
Yes,
links like
the very first thing, no, the very first thing that I'd like to mention here is, when you're create, you can mute your mic, please, Ivan.
yeah, yeah, sure.
Hmm. So when you're creating a PBN, make sure you link out to at least a couple of authority sites in that niche, because there was a case study as well. I'm not sure where it was, but I'll share it in the groups. That there was a case study with the PBNs, that those not it, oh sorry, it was not with PBNs. It was actually with money sites. So someone created a batch of 10 money sites with and out of which from 5 sites he actually linked to authority sites of that niche from that money site from the home page, and from the other 5 sites he didn't. And what actually happened is that those 5 sites that had the authority outbound link, they ranked very well as compared to those which didn't have. I would actually link and tell you that case study. You could read it for yourself, and so you could just imagine, get the idea how important outbound authority links is, because that obviously creates a sense of trust in Google's eyes, that okay, this guy is linking out to the authority blog, so maybe his content is better. So I always recommend that give them do follow link. Why no follow? I mean, there's no reason why you should no follow links to authority sites. Come on, see, with a PBN, if you're talking about the PBN, there's enough link juice in it. If you have selected the right domain, there's enough link juice to it. So it won't really matter if you give a couple of do follow links to the to high authority site. It won't really matter with the link juice, but it would matter with the trust factor. So if you give out a few links to the authority sites, the trust factor would multiply multifolds for sure. Yes, Ivan.
I got some more questions. The one is, what's your view on buying backlinks over PBN? Okay, just answer this quickly. What's your view on buying backlinks over PBN?
See,
It comes from Akshay Halud.
okay, Akshay, buying links is okay, but then you don't really have much control over it, right? So make sure when you buy link, make sure it is from a very trusted guy, whom you know personally, and you know that he's good with PBNs and all. So make sure you do that, uh, uh, because the thing is that you won't really have much control after over it once the link is placed. But with your own PBNs, obviously you have the full control. You could remove those links anytime you wish, or you could change the anchor text and all. So if you're buying links, you see, the buying link is very good if you are on tight budget and all. So if you don't really have the budget to create that many PBNs, so if you're doing that, make sure you do with a reputed guy or reliable guy, so that those links are secure and they do not get you penalized in the future. Okay, yes, Ivan.
Okay, I think we discussed about the script box thing. Oh no, no, the sandbox thing. Just got questions again, so it came to my mind. Where is
Mhm.
that one? Just give me 1 second. I got questions on sandbox, and I think we
Yeah,
discussed
sure.
talking about it, right? Oh yeah.
Hmm. Okay,
Does
what I'm.
sandbox? Yeah,
Hmm.
hello.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sandbox exist? That's a question. So of course it exists, and if it does, how to escape from it? That's a question that comes from.
Okay,
I don't know the name.
right. I'm gonna
Name right
answer
now.
this. Yeah, yeah, that's a good question. And who has asked this?
No, actually the name went up. It's only possible for me
Okay,
to
okay,
scroll the name again. It went up.
okay. No, no problem. No problem. Yeah. So you could mute it actually.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Hmm.
there.
Yeah, sure. See, Google Sandbox does exist. I have experienced it, and I mostly experience it with all my sites. And if you think about it, it's very natural as well. I mean, if someone is just launched a website yesterday, you can't really expect it to rank it right from the very next day, right? Google would obviously wait and see how that guy is doing, how that site is doing. And it's actually good once you start, once you rank for in a niche. You feel that Google Sandbox is actually good, because earlier what used to happen was, like, someone would just throw a site. You are ranking in a niche for like 3 years, and someone would just throw a site and build lots of links, and in like 15 days he'll replace you. Now that doesn't actually happen anymore. if he's looking to rank, he'll have to keep working for 5 6 months, and then he can replace you, right? So that creates a quality that, because you have to keep working for that. So there are ways to actually reduce that sandbox length. There are several ways. And I actually, how I structure, and it completely depends on how you structure your link building and stuff. So what I do with my need size, see, usually the sandbox length is like 3 to 6 months, but I have been able to reduce it to like 1.5 months by now. So what I actually do is, at the very first, when I launch a website, launch a need site, I launch it with 20,000 plus words of content. And the very first thing I do is I go and order a press release. And in the meantime, the press release is being delivered, I go on and buy a 200 or 300 signals package from PBN Butler. So that way, the links that are going to come from the press release gets justified through social signals. Then I get my VA to get a few comment links and a few forum links, and I especially tell him to go only with no follow links. So that way, it just creates a bit of trust in Google's eyes that okay, this site is in this niche, and it just establishes a little bit of relevance. But I completely go with no follow links. My aim is not there to get any sort of link juice from comment links or forum links, because obviously they have very less link juice themselves. So I do this, and then I start drift feeding 2 PBN links per week initially for like 4 5 weeks. And then after that, I increase the PBN links velocity with like 4 3 4 PBN links going each week until the site ranks. And in between, I do some manual outreach, not much, and do some manual outreach, and then get some good links from that in between the PBN stuff. So this is the exact steps I do. And I mean, I have been able to get a site rank, get a site out of sandbox right after 1.5 months, right? Like 40 45 days. Yeah. So this is how actually I do, and how I tackle sandbox. Yeah, Ivan.
Okay, there's another good question coming over from Shahruz Dawa. It says,
Mhm.
should we build PBN with product related name or just any name? I mean, probably he's asking about the domain. Should he be using the domain as the product or something else? Probably that's the question.
Sorry, I didn't get it actually.
Shahruz Dawa is asking, should we build PBN with product related name or just any general name? So that's the question.
Okay, yeah. I mean, so basically, he's asking, how to theme the PBN. I mean, should it be niche relevant or should it be general? So, see, if you have lots of money sites in different niches, you could go with obviously general theme PBN, so that you could, use the same PBN network to link to multiple money sites. But if you, it's always better to have a niche relevant PBN network, because what I've personally seen is that Evan, could you please mute your mic?
Oh, sorry, sorry.
Mhm. So if you go with a niche relevant PBN network, what happens is that those links carry almost 1.5 to 2 times more link juice than the general ones. This is something that I've just observed. That if you go with general networks, you need more general PBNs, you need more links as compared to if you go with the niche relevant ones. But then again, I mean, if you have lots of money, if you're planning to start lots of money sites in different niches, then you should go with general PBN, so that you don't really have to invest again and again. So I hope that answers the question. Yes, Ivan.
Okay. Yeah, there is a question that I was ignoring initially because it again, I know this community people would come back saying we are doing affiliate basically, but this is coming up a lot, so I'll just pitch it.
Mhm.
It says, what is the best resource to find expired domains for PBN, and how much it usually costs to get a good quality PBN? That's the question that comes from Gopi Kanna Junain.
Okay. Okay, Gopi, see, what I, okay, please mute your mic, Ivan. Yes. So the very first thing is that I'm not really scraping the domains these days myself, because I don't really have the time and I have to manage so many projects together that I'm not really getting the time to do this. So these days I'm getting links from sellers from they're very sellers, and there's some groups such as the BHC PBN marketplace, or Loan Zeal marketplace and stuff like that, where you could find sellers. But make sure the domains are of good quality, and they've got good backlinks coming to it. That is the very most important thing. Don't fall for metrics, go with backlinks. And if you see, I in the initial days of my career I had used Domain Reanimator. It is good, but again it is slightly costly. It costs around like $200 a month, so it is costly, yes. And then DomCop is fine. I mean, it's good if it's good for someone just starting out with PBN. So it's, you could give DomCop a try. It's not that costly. You could go for group buys as well for that. And I've not really used Scrapebox and stuff like that for that. I guess Ivan has some experience with the Scrapebox. Do you, Ivan?
Yep, I do have an experience, and I what I would say is don't try. I mean, unless you have lots of time on your hand, don't try to scrape them yourself. Cause I did try, and after like scraping more than probably 500 domains, I found one domain or two domain, and that two were not good enough. So what I'd say is it does not really have the kind of ROI that you might be expecting. So it's good, if you could just get some other guy to do it for you. You pay him a little money and he'll do it for you, because
Yeah,
it takes
it
lots of
usually,
time.
like, it costs about like $15 to $20 for one okay kind of PBN domain. Not very strong, but $15 to $20 is usually you will get a okay domain that is good enough to be a PBN usually. So
Yep,
yeah.
exactly what I'm trying to say. Okay, we have another question again. It comes from Adil Asif. Actually, he has around three, four questions, but I'm just trying to sort them out. So the question right now is, if if he buys two domains, one is a new domain and one is an aged domain, an expired aged
Expired
domain.
domain,
And
right?
yeah, he wants to 301 redirect it to the new domain. Will it have positive results?
Yes, it does have positive results, but again, there are two things you should keep in mind. First, that the domain should be niche relevant. That is very important. Just don't buy any domain of any other niche. I mean, what I say niche relevant is that the domain should have a site of related to your niche when it was live before expiring. So that is what I'm saying, that it should be a niche relevant domain. And then you must check the backlinks and anchor text and all that. That domain is spam free and has got link juice to it. Then you can redirect it to your own website. But then again, don't do it over. I mean, don't go for more than two three domain redirects to your money site. 2 3 is more than enough, and don't overdo it.
Okay,
Yes, yeah.
there is another question, not exactly question. It probably came out as I don't know. Okay, I'll just spell it out for you guys. It says, how can a content guy become a SEO guy who can rank two? Question mark. Because they say grammar and good content is not the only thing. Okay, before Savesh, I would like to answer this. I myself
Sure.
freelance, and I still do. I got a content team and I do freelance. So the point is, a content guy is a human being, right? SEO guy is a human being too. They don't have a lot of difference. In fact, the content guy has an advantage that he does the content himself and he can learn the SEO part. Trust me, Google and YouTube have almost anything you need to rank a website. You just have to be patient and you really need to learn it. So a content guy can really become a SEO guy. In fact, 90% of the really successful guys out there, they were content guys, because you need money to start up and that's how you make the money. And then later on, you can move on to being the SEO guy. So yeah, that's how it works. But yeah, I would love to hear Sarvesh's journey about it, from being a content writer to making $10,000 per month.
See, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you're a content writer, you actually know yourself, that how the content thing works. And so basically, his question was how someone could go from a content guy to a SEO guy. So the transformation is basically, you'll have to learn the art of backlink building. That's it. And if you see, there are enough webinars that has been done on the backlinks topic, and there are enough good resources on it, that just go through all of them. And basically, launch on your first niche site, see, your first niche site is always something that you have to experiment on. Your first niche site is something that you learn from actually. So don't be, don't hesitate to launch a site, just and think that okay, I'll succeed with it, right? Just be ready for the failure. And your first site is always going to only teach you. It might, majority of the times it will, you will get failure from your first site, but then that will teach you how you can, move ahead with other projects. So go and do, create your niche site and start, link building. Read guides on, how links are made, but then again, just don't keep reading, actually keep, act on it. Even be ready to make, commit mistakes with your first site. That is very normal and very natural, and so, and everybody does that. So try to learn on that site, and then when you understand that how the system works, then you can go ahead and create other sites for you, right? Yes, Ivan.
Okay, so I think we should end this one. There are a couple questions coming in, but like it's already past one. But I have one, two questions left, which I just have to answer, and I'm sure you love them. The
Yeah, sure.
My favorite question goes, how accurate is keyword planner? So this is the
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
actually writing a
Mm.
blog post on it. That will be about
Yeah.
5,000 words. But just to give
Okay,
you an
that's great.
insight, it is the
Hmm.
worst, the worst keyword decisive tool you can use. I mean, if you are taking it to
Exactly.
calculate competition, if you are taking it to
Mm.
calculate competition, it's the worst tool you will ever come across, because it's AdWords keyword planner tool. It's not AdSense keyword planner tool. It's not made for you. It's not made to show you the competition. The competition that is written there, low, high, medium, it stands for the advertisers. If there is a
Exactly,
keyword,
exactly.
it is telling the advertisers how hard that competition is and how higher they have to bid for it. It has nothing to do with how hard it is to rank a keyword. Yeah, but you can use keyword planner for the search volume and some other stuff. I'd love if surveys, you just tell them about it.
Yeah, see, even the CPC thing that is mentioned in the AdWords keyword planner is not for us. I mean, it's not for the site builders or for the webmasters. That CPC actually is for the bidders. I mean, the guys who are going to advertise. So what that CPC is saying, that this is the amount that they have to pay to bid actually and to show their ads, but this is not the amount that we are actually gonna get. See, we get only 66% of what that the guy bids. So the 34% is kept. Google keeps that. So whatever the CPC is, be sure that you'll get less than 60-65% for that. So again, that this is a very big misconception that people have, that CPC is not for you, it is for advertisers. Basically everything apart from the search volume and the keyword in the keyword planner tool is not for you, it's for the advertisers. So be sure of that.
Okay,
Yes,
so
even.
I will just take the last question because it's late. I'll just take the last question. It's from Abdul Kabir Khan, and it says, "What methods to use for building links to a niche site?" Methods probably. So Sarvesh, you just
Yeah.
answer them
So
accordingly.
I'll just, yeah, I'll just list down kind of the methods that I use. I already did, but still, once more. See, the very first thing I do is getting press releases. Then I go with the web 2.0s and stuff, and some forum links, some comment links, and then finally, the PBNs and guest posts. This the PBNs and the guest posts are the ones that actually get the site rank, and all other are for diversification. As simple as that. See, and one more thing is that you could use Web 2.0s also smartly, but then do not, don't try to spam it with tier two or tier three too much, because I have got a feeling that sooner or later an algo is coming that actually with the last algorithm, Google actually tracked the tier two spam and they killed it. So maybe in sometime in the future, they will also track the tier three spam and they will also kill that. So always, I mean, do not try to go with spamming those web 2.0s. Make them look natural. They should make them look like mini money sites, and then relevant to your niche, and then they would pass some link juice as well, right? What do you think, say about this, Ivan?
Yep, totally. I mean, that's the point with PBNs and Web 2.0s. I'm always confident that they are working today, but they won't work forever and algo is
Mm.
definitely coming. Maybe not today, not tomorrow, not the next
Yes,
year, but
exactly.
after that it is going to come. So it's sure
Mm.
that they have to be careful. Okay, I'll take the last question, the very last question right now, because it's kind of good. So
Mm.
it just says that is there any special indexing method you use for your PBMs? Any special indexing methods?
Yes, there is a trick called the video sitemap trick, and basically there is a plugin from Amit Agarwal, that is the YouTube that creates a XML sitemap for your YouTube videos. So the trick basically is you have to put when you create a PBN, you have to insert a YouTube video in the post that you want to index, and and then use that plugin that is called the Google XML sitemap for videos, and it's plugin by Amit Agarwal from Labnol. Use that, and then there will be an option in the tools menu of your WordPress dashboard, and there will be the video sitemap thing. So create a sitemap there, and then right away there's an option to ping Google for that sitemap, right? So that is that helps, that it actually leads to very quick indexing, very quick, like in milliseconds. So that is something I've been using lately, and I've actually shared this in the PTI group as well a while ago. So you could maybe search for that thread if you find it, but that is how it is done.
Okay, so that was about it, guys. I know I've left a lot of questions. When we started this webinar, I had around 112 questions. Right now, I have over 180. So yeah, thanks for all
Okay.
the questions and stuff, but we can't answer all of them live over here. So all I'd say is, if you still got your questions and if I have not answered them, just use the comment box on the group that I just started a thread there. You can
Yeah,
put your
exactly. And
question.
yeah, we will try to answer over there the questions that we missed. Now, we
Exactly.
tried our
And
best to answer as many as we could, but because of time constraint, and no, we can't really take all the questions. I tried to take in as many as I could answer them, and the rest, the ones that we missed to answer, we'll answer it in the group post, right? We'll reply to your comments over there.
yeah, and the one thing is, in the last webinar by Sarvesh, we actually disabled the social signals for some reasons, and some people
Mhm.
criticized him for him. So what I'm doing is I'm leaving the social signals open. I mean, on the YouTube. I seriously want all of you guys who have watched this or who are watching it right now to leave your feedback.
Yeah,
I mean,
please.
was it
Yeah,
really
please
good?
support us. I mean, what we are trying to do here is for absolutely free. I mean, you saw that there was no pitch here, right? We are not trying to pitch you anything. We are just honestly trying to help you out. So just show us some love, through your likes, comments, and upvotes. That really does, motivate us to do other such webinars.
Exactly, and the point is speaking continuously for 1 hour 30 minutes is not that easy. So all you can do
Exactly.
is let us know your honest feedback. I'm not asking you to like the video. I'm not asking you to share it. All I'm asking is share your honest feedback. Was it worth it or not? That's all. So thanks, Sharvesh, for joining me over here. This was my first webinar, and it was an awesome experience with
It's
you.
really a pleasure for me actually, and I really enjoyed being here. And no, I wish you lots of luck to everyone who was watching this webinar. Go out and take action. And I'm always there for help. You could email me. My email is sarvesh@nichedesire.com. So you could always email me, and I'll be very prompt to respond to you back. Right. So just go there, take action, and best of luck.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks. So Ivan Drake signing out.